All right, welcome back to Awesome Financials Podcast. My name is Austin,
Susie.
and today we are talking about Wells Fargo. Um, all Pretty much what we're going to talk about in this video is there are two products that help business owners the most, which would be their Signify Cash business credit card as well as a business line of credit. Right now, Wells Fargo has like a prime line of credit, but we're not referring to that. We're referring to their line of credit between 50,000 and 150,000.
Yep.
So I'm excited to talk about that. We're gonna go over some data points. Hopefully this is helpful. Where should we start?
Let's talk about what's changed since we've made our last Wells Fargo video about 3 months ago, which is the requirement to normally have a business bank account for 60 days before applying for any of their products. That has been lifted, meaning you do not need to wait 60 days to be able to apply for their business products if you've never had a business account with them. So you could literally go into the branch, or I would suggest still going inside the branch, applying, opening the bank account and applying same day. You can do that all in one day.
Yeah, and the reason the whole 60-day period even exists is because some banks are very data point heavy and friendly, and some banks are relationship driven. And Wells Fargo is one of those banks that they care so much about relationship. Probably outside of maybe Truist, they are extremely stingy when it comes to outsiders. You need to have a relationship with them.
Right. And so with that being said, just because they lifted that 60-day ban, I still don't recommend applying same day, right? I would still wait at least 2 to 4 weeks, which is a solid month to apply for their products. Why? Because you want to establish and build that relationship. You want to season the account. You want to show transactions here and there, especially if you've never had a personal Wells Fargo credit card. If you've never had any of their products, you're walking in first day. They're not that friendly.
So what would you say is a good time period? I don't have to wait 60 days anymore, but what is a good time period?
I always tell people anywhere from 2 to 4 weeks. If you have a very strong credit profile, meaning you have a lot of age, you have a lot of history, you have a lot of revolving, you could probably get away with applying within 2 weeks or perhaps even same day, right? I don't recommend it. But if your credit isn't as thick or strong, you want to build that relationship a little bit longer. So I would suggest waiting that full 30 days to take him out to dinner a couple of times.
Yeah, so that's really important when you have a bank that's relationship heavy. If you don't have a strong credit profile, you're not close to the 800s. You have over 25% utilization on all your cards. You don't have a lot of revolving credit, which means if you add up all the limits of your credit cards, they're not close to 50,000-ish. They're like 15 or lower.
Yeah.
You're like, I wouldn't rush that application. So it's either you have two options, either build a stronger relationship with Wells or build a stronger credit profile. That's your best bet for getting approved for the highest limit for the Signify Cash card as well as the business line of credit.
Yep.
But let's talk about, we made a video on this channel about the Signify Cash card. We like that card. It's a good product. I think it's Wells Fargo's only 0% product, right?
Yeah. So I think at the beginning of this year or like late last year, they introduced that card on the market. They used to have another 0% card and they took it off the market for like a year plus, and they reintroduced it. So Wells Fargo was one of those banks that was kind of dead in the business funding world. But until this card, it came back on the scene, it's been a really popular heavy hitter for the business funding side.
Now, the limits that we've seen for that card, you can get, is it 15 or 20?
Yeah. So what we've seen on the lower end, if you don't have like a very strong relationship, anywhere from like 8K.
Or weaker profile.
Meaning 1 or 2 trade lines, very small age. I've seen 8,000 as like the lowest I've seen. And the highest I've seen is 50,000, 50.
Yeah, that's good. That's awesome. So, and just like most of these major banks, like some of the advice that we give to clients is kind of similar. Like we kind of talked about it a little bit already, having a strong credit profile, what that looks like. Also making sure your LLC looks good, doesn't have anything risky on there. All those things carry weight. And I think it's just something that a lot of people miss when it comes to applications. And so, but these little nuances, that's what we're talking about. Maybe you're like, I have a strong credit profile, I'm just looking for data points. I'm just looking for what direction to go into. And so that's the whole point of this video. The other thing that's been really popular is a business line of credit from Wells Fargo. Now, this product, I mean, most banks have a line of credit, but not every bank has. This one's just been very popular for a particular reason.
I would say popular because they've been a little bit more friendlier as far as new businesses without showing taxes and
no
bank
docs.
statements. So it's more on the lower or on the true doc.
Yeah.
True no doc, if I should say.
Yeah,
Sorry
yeah,
about
it's a
that.
true no doc.
True no doc means that like really they don't ask for taxes or they don't ask for, bank statements or anything of that nature. However, they can at any point. So just be aware that just because their website says no docs or, you're watching this video, if that relationship isn't strong, if the credit profile isn't very strong, if you've defaulted with Wells Fargo in the past, they will probably ask for taxes. So just beware and be alert for that.
Yeah, the general rule of thumb is if whatever product you're going for is under $50,000 that you're asking for, you can normally get by, scot-free. But it's a gamble if you said you had anything, checkered in your past potentially. And so, talking more about the business line of credit, if you check the website, the credit limit is as low as $10,000 for the line of credit or $150,000. Some of the data points for this are if your business is been operating for less than 2 years, the max you're going to get is $50K. If your business has been open for more than 2 years, then you run the chance of getting up to that $150,000. And it's they don't require any documentation. It's an unsecured revolving line of credit. Just pulled it up right here. They also waive the first year annual fee, so moving forward you have an annual fee. But the business line of credit obviously isn't 0%.
Yes,
and that's something that people need to take into account.
Like to your point, it's not 0%. However, it's a little bit more attractive in the sense that it's cash.
Mm-hmm.
So at any point, you can literally deposit, transfer the cash from, the line of credit into your checking account.
True.
If you need, if you need that cash available ASAP, especially like if you're like a real estate investor. You need to close on a deal. You need that gap funding for the down payment. This is like perfect for that. Yeah.
And honestly, I mean, we work with a ton of real estate agents. This method is great for them because of the way the business is structured and set up. But yeah, I just wanted to double check and make sure people are aware of the interest rate. Because right now, as of the time recording this video, November 2025, the rate for this line of credit for Wells Fargo would be 7% plus 1.75. So you're looking at like 8 to, and it could range, right? Between 8 and 10% you're looking at, which isn't terrible.
No, that's actually very good.
Yeah.
Considering loans can sometimes go up to, I mean, if you're on a Sharky loan, right? Like a cash advance loan or something.
Yep.
23% I've seen.
Like an MCA.
15, 18%. So if you're under that 10% mark, that's a pretty good deal. If you can get your hands on that, that's pretty cheap money, right? Money that you borrow, that's cheap borrowed money, if I want to call it that.
Now, here's something that's interesting, that's really cool that we recently found out. Now, let's say, you've been interested in a line of credit, but you're like, I haven't jumped into that yet. I'm more interested in the Signify Cash. What you can do is you can double dip. Not a lot of banks will allow you to double dip. And so I'll let you explain, like, what do I mean when I say double dip?
So just like it means, or like you hear double dip means that you can apply for 2 products with the same inquiry. Mm-hmm. All right. So let's say you open a business bank account, you listen to this video. So you wait your good 30 days before you go and apply, you season it, you transact here and there. On that day you go and apply, you can apply for both the business line of credit and the business credit card at the same time with only 1 inquiry.
Which is awesome.
Yeah, because, I mean, as you guys know, or if you don't know, inquiries can make or break your funding strategy. If you have more than 3 inquiries, this is a good rule of thumb to live by. If you have more than 3 inquiries in the last 6 months, I would stop applying immediately because you're going to start to get denials and they're going to pile up real quick. So if you have more than 3, take care of inquiries first. So 2 products with 1 inquiry, I'll take that all day.
Now, a lot of people do risk it. Like if you do want to risk it, you can. I wouldn't go any less than 3 months, like 90 days. So, if if you have an inquiry inside of 90 days, that's 100% denial, because your profile is open for this thing called exposure, right? It just means you've been out there slinging that profile to multiple banks, and most banks don't like sloppy seconds. They're like, this dude been sleeping around with Chase, sleeping around here. They got a million inquiries. They look desperate.
I mean, that's a great way to put it. I've never thought of it that way, but that is totally true, unless you go and get that removed before you go and apply somewhere else.
Yeah, but that's also the beautiful part too that I recommend. Like, a lot of people are racking up inquiries, but if you're gonna rack up inquiries and go for products, and go for business products, because once you remove it, you can remove it, right? If you get a personal account, you can't remove it while the account's open. With a business card, you can remove the inquiry while the account's open. Huge difference.
Yep, exactly. I don't think we talked about where they pull from, which is super important. That's a super important data point.
Are they Experian? Or?
Yes, they are Experian. I've heard of some East Coast places where they're pulling Equifax. We're in California. Yeah. We haven't seen anything outside of just Experian.
Yeah, that's also a good caution. If you're on the East Coast, there's a lot of banks that will double pull. I don't know why it's a regional thing, but just beware.
So maybe perhaps you guys can tell us, if you're watching this video and you've applied and you've gotten a pull at Equifax, put it in the comments. Let's educate one another and, just kind of share with the community to see where people are being pulled from and what state.
Yeah, that's good. That's the main part. And also, we touched on it earlier. We talked about how they're a relationship heavy bank. On top of seasoning the account, banks like it when you run most of your finances through them. Yep. So since they're relationship heavy, even just getting, if you have a W-2 job, or if you're getting deposits from jobs, just connecting direct deposit to the bank alone too will boost. I don't know if Wells Fargo has an internal score. I'm assuming every bank has an internal score. But that will move the needle for Wells.
Right. So open up a personal, open up a savings personal, open up a business account. If you use invoices, right? If you have a business where you have to, send an invoice so your clients can pay you with credit cards or debit cards, get a merchant account. The more products you have with a bank, the higher your score gets with them.
Yes.
Right? So it's like, I have like 5 of their products, right? I have a credit card, I have a personal account, I have a savings account, and we personally do, right? The more stuff you have, the more cool points. Think of it like cool points with these banks. And the more cool points, the more friendly they are to lend you money. That's essentially
we don't have a Signify card, do we?
We don't have a Signify. We have the...
we got Built.
We have the Built card. And we have
the Alaska card. Is that through Wells?
No.
What's that through?
Alaska's with B of A.
That's B of A, sorry.
We have one that's autograph. We have the personal
we have the Wells Fargo autograph card.
We've had that card open since like 2014.
Yeah, let's talk about it for a little bit. Like, would you recommend that card is a part of the strategy when it comes to getting approved for the 0% card? 'Cause some people just might be interested in maybe just getting something. So even the autograph card.
Yeah. I would say that if your credit isn't very strong, meaning you don't have a lot of revolving limits, maybe you only have 1 or 2 credit cards, their personal autograph card is a very good starter personal card.
Yeah.
So if you have a more baby profile, I would definitely try to go for the autograph card first. Let it sit on your credit profile for at least 4 months before you go back and get the business. Okay.
Yeah.
Because you might be running the risk of going for the business card too soon. If your credit profile isn't very strong, you might get a low limit, or worst, you might get denied. So their personal card is actually really good. That's the card. That was one of my first credit cards when I was building my credit up, when I was like 20 years old.
Yeah.
And I was like, I need to build my credit. I need more credit limits. They were the only ones that were playing nice with me.
Yeah. And if you have the Wells Fargo autograph card, put it in the chat. Let us know how long you had it, or in the description. We'd love to see, and what your limits are. We're always interested in seeing what kind of limits are people getting. And so if you have any of the Wells Fargo products, Line of Credit, Signify Cash card, or personal card, put in the description what limit you got.
Yeah.
Because these data points are forever changing, but it's cool to see what people get approved for.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Hopefully that's helpful. If you are, I mean, if you click this video because you're looking for business funding, if you're looking for funding for your business, 0% funding for your business, we work with real estate agents. We work with trucking. We work with, I mean, you name it, small businesses that need capital. If you're looking for anything between 100,000 to 250,000, consider working with us. Click the link in the description below. Fill out our form. It's going to ask you some questions about you, your business, your credit score. We have to qualify people because, as we said multiple times in this video, the backbone of these approvals is having a good credit profile. But building a good credit profile takes time, and so you might be in the stage where you need to build that up. But if you have your good credit profile, you're like, I just need to get approved for these cards for this limit. I need help presenting to myself for the bank. This is what we do with business owners. And so click the link in the description or go to wholesomefinancials.com, and we love to work with you and help you there.
Yeah.
All right. Now that concludes the Wells Fargo part of today's video. Let's go to just life travel stuff, I guess, or just lifestyle. So I think the question we're going to go over is, I think you were going to answer, what was it like? What was the best food? Best place? So side note, if you made it this far in the video, congratulations. We're business owners, but we're also husband and wife. We got 3 beautiful kids. We love our family and we like to travel. And so first half of our videos, we like giving all of the information. The back half is you guys just get to know us more. So, so right now, the last couple of videos, we've been talking about our travels because we like to travel. We want to travel more. Right now, we're in the middle of buying a house. You'll hear more about that later. But, yeah, is there a place you can think of that we traveled to where you're like, man, they had the best food pound for pound?
I'm going to go out on a limb and say Japan.
Japan, best food, Japan.
Because I love ramen. And Japan has, hands down, obviously, for obvious reasons, the best ramen in the world.
True.
So, and at the time, I was fully vegan, and their ramen was so good, we couldn't tell the difference from real and vegan.
Oh, no. It was awesome.
So, top tier, tip my hats off to Japanese folks and their food.
Yeah, let me see if I could find. I know we had. I think we took a picture of a couple of our plates, didn't we?
We did. We'll probably show them up on the video.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull up right now and see if we can see.
Oh, there it is, upstairs. We're up there, right there.
Not this one though. This wasn't the. Yeah, this is a good vegan ramen place that we went to when we first went there. But we bust a mission for this black oil chili garlic ramen thing.
Sheesh.
You know what I'm talking about? Remember?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I don't have the picture in here. Maybe you have the picture.
Yeah, maybe I do. But
nope, right there. Found it.
Ooh. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
we'll put that up so you guys can see it. If you guys are ramen lovers, if you guys like.
And if you ever been to Japan and had ramen, like let me know. I want to hear what your experience is too.
What about you? What's your top travel food experience?
I think the only time we've actually traveled for food is when we went to Peru. We went to go see Machu Picchu. Fantastic. One of the great wonders of the world. Not a lot of people have made that trip. It was awesome. It was beautiful. We have tons of pictures and videos of walking through that old temple sanctuary thing in the mountains. It was a beautiful day. But while we were there, we went during the pandemic, and that presented its own challenges, but it was still great because while we were there, we before we made that trip, we were watching, different shows about foods in different countries.
Yeah.
And one of the places we saw was there was this Netflix special, or there was one of the episodes in this Netflix special about foods around the world was showing this fusion chef who made like seafood, who made seafood, but he was Japanese,
half Japanese, half Peruvian,
which is where the fusion ceviche comes from.
Yeah. And
so it was cool because we watched the episode and then we went there and met the guy from the Netflix episode, which was really, really dope. So that was one part. But in that same episode, so you were really excited about that guy. For me, in the same episode, they talked about one of the Peruvian Desserts, because I'm a big sweet tooth guy, which was, I think, picarones. I was going to say buñuelos, but that's Colombian. But picarones, which is like a Peruvian donut. And I tried to find the same place that they had, but we didn't. I ended up getting it like at night in Cusco. We flew into Lima. We went all the way up and down Peru. But we got back to Lima, flew into Cusco, which is like a higher altitude city. And from Cusco, you get to Machu Picchu.
Yep.
But it was in Cusco that we went grocery shopping and stuff. And I got the picarones there, which it was big. It was all right. It wasn't like
I think we were just
it wasn't the best, but it was still a really cool experience.
Yeah, absolutely. Would we do it again? 100%.
Yeah, I would go to Peru again. I mean, I would go to Peru again. Oh, the restaurant it was a touch of fish.
The best seafood / fried rice combo you could ever think of, or if you're into like raw sushi, but also that ceviche style, poke, like raw poke with like lime, like Peru's the place.
Yeah, it was awesome. I guess, man, I don't know what's going on. All my pictures, I don't have it, but I know we took a picture in one of the grocery stores, but I'll find it and throw it on the screen. You've probably already seen it by now, but our boy Halal, he threw it up there in the video. But it was awesome. And then we also, we did a lot of cool stuff in the country. We went and flew and we saw the Nazca lines, which are these crazy archaeological lines in the ground that you can only see from the plane, but you wonder how they were made before the pyramids were even made. A lot of cool stuff. And Cusco was such a cool place. And our daughter, this is Ari? Yeah, we had Ari. Yeah, she turned 4 months there. She was so little, but now we got 3 little ones now. But such a cool trip. So to me, like this trip was more centered around food, because outside of Machu Picchu, that was all we did. And then also the coca leaf, the cocaine gum.
Oh yeah. We went to Machu Picchu, and our tour guide was like a local Incan. And they chew cocoa leaves for relaxation. It gives them energy.
Altitude sickness.
That's
the main reason that we had it, because they were like, it's just so high up, which was super cool. But yeah, that's for me, I would say that's my take. I enjoyed that a lot.
Thank you for sharing. That was awesome. It's always good to relive those memories.
It is, and we appreciate you guys tuning in. So we look forward to connect with you in the next video that we throw up on the channel. And if you have any suggestions, any topics, any banks, any credit unions you want us to cover, you know what to do. Leave it in the description below, and we'll make a video on it specifically for you. With that being said, we love you guys. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next one.
Peace.